Good morning, good evening to everybody in the world. Thank you for being here. This is another AMA on this Friday, July the 12th. Happy to have you here. We have with us our awesome Augusto. Augusto from Argentina, how are you?
Hi, Humberto. Everything's good over here. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good, really good.
Nice.
35 degrees today, hopefully. Fingers
That's
crossed.
great. That's great.
Martin, we have Martin Lamb also. Martin, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, guys. All good. Looking forward to this AMA. Thank you.
Very nice. And we will be having Ian joining too. I think he's having some connection issues, but he'll be joining us as fast as he can. This AMA is going to be dedicated for LOD roadmap, the LOD 2024 and 2025 roadmap. We have discussed this roadmap in the past, and it's been a great, what is it called? It's a great development that is happening within the LOD developing team, the administration team, the marketing, and the support and the communications. Everybody's chipping in, and we want to have this AMA open for any questions that you guys may have. We're going to have probably Martin to give us a nice introduction about the roadmap and the efforts that has been accomplished with partnerships with new ideas, with new technology. And Martin, why don't you give us an introduction and kick it off?
Yeah, thanks, Umberto. Umberto, would you mind sharing the roadmap as a display?
Yeah, right there.
Thank you. As you can see, we're completely on track here in Q2. And that's all thanks to Augusto and his very small team. We have the smallest team on the development and tech side that we've ever had, but that team has produced more in each quarter than I would say the last 5 to 6 years of technology and the pace that it's been changed at. So kudos to Augusto. We've got some of the best people on the planet in smart contracts and the development side on blockchain working for us, so we're very fortunate. As you can see on the Q2 the protocol announcement, the split, we've modified the bins, vesting staking release, white paper, and the website are all underway. And then our development going into Q3, Q4, and taking it out to Q1 of 2025. I think this is a good area to hand it over to Augusto to talk about what is coming in the next for Q3 and Q4. Is there some highlighted areas you want to focus on there, Augusto, to bring forward?
Yes, actually, I think that in terms of technology, right? Strictly in terms of technology, we are going to move on the very next quarters with a few more implementations in terms of both governance and DeFi development, right? In terms of governance, we are about to launch the quadratic voting mechanism for the vote holders, right? And meaning the people who stake their LOD tokens on the protocol, right? Every single LOD staker will be entitled to vote on improvement proposals on the protocol, right? And we are working on the solution for you to vote, right, on each proposal, to submit and vote proposals, right? Both things. Also, we are. It is our intention to provide liquidity in the cutting edge automatic market makers, right? And in this regard, we are in communication with SAVE, right, or SAVE. That's an issue we have to still define on how it is pronounced. On adding liquidity to their market maker, right, and for everyone to be able to trade AUX and AGX, right. On top of that, we will be working on also on what's left of the year on a money market, right? For you to be able to lend and borrow AUX and AGX, and as well as and many other tokens on the Avalanche network, and as well as AVAX itself, right? So you will be freely able to loan to lend or to borrow AUX or AGX at a market rate, right? Which will be defined by the joint forces of offer and demand, right? Of these tokens, right? So it will be strictly decentralized, right? Both borrowers and lenders will be the ones defining the market rate of those money markets, right? And the last thing that we will be working on is the card funding program, right? With the Goodwill Smart contracts. This will allow you guys to make use of your AUX and AGX to basically pay for things, right? Using a debit card that will be funded by AUX and AGX. So no need to fund the debit card with USD or USDC, right? That's pretty much what's on the horizon for us in terms of tech, right? And it's something that we are working on very hard because we are doing tons of research in order to um, make this happen, right? And the implementations we look ahead for these improvements very optimistically, right? Because it's something that can be done and that will be done in order to start developing more and more use cases for the tokens that we issue. I think that's pretty much a broad description of what we intend to do in terms of tech. And I figure there will be questions also, but let's first of all let's display everything that we need to show to you, and then we will answer one question one by one, as we always do.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Augusto. I think Ian is having some tech issues. I think he's getting kicked off of the call, and so we'll proceed. Umberto, do you want to open up the floor? I don't know how you bring up those questions. I can see a side chart, but is there questions coming in at this moment, Umberto?
There is no questions coming in at the moment. So, but I want to also mention to the community here in attendance that we are also working on the wallet, Martin. We're working on the LOD wallet is going to be going through an overhaul, and we're going to be creating some new functionality, new UI. In many cases, the Wallet Connect is going to suffer some improvements. We're going to be working with social network sign in and sign up. So we're going to be also adding some account attestation. What is it called, Augusto? Account abstraction. Account abstraction
Yes.
To make sure that the gas fees are somehow considered into any transaction. So, Augusto, would you like to give a little bit of an overview about the account abstraction and what it means for people?
Yes, basically we are trying to solve many things with the account abstraction technology, but the main focus here is to help you guys, because we know that many times for instance, you have funds on your wallet, but maybe you do not have AVAX, which is the currency that runs the Avalanche network. You do not have AVAX to execute transactions. So what we are trying to run is a technology that will allow you, for instance, if you hold USDC on your wallet, this will allow you to pay for the gas in USDC instead of AVAX, right? Also, potentially there are some other alternatives, which is allowing you guys to pay the gas fees with credit or debit card. That is also taken into account by the tech team, right? But initially, the idea is that you could pay for gas fees using any token balance that you hold on your wallet, be that USDC, AUX, AGX, the LOD token itself, right? So we are trying to promote that in order to ease up the transaction burden, right?
Thank you, Augusto. So it's going to be a lot of research that is going into it. Our tech team is already into it, and we have had we identified 2 or 3 providers for that. So we're going to be working on the social network sign in, sign up as well. So I see that Ian has joined. Ian, would you like to give us a nice introduction about the roadmap and your?
Yeah, sure. Good morning. And sorry about that. I kept getting knocked off. I don't use StreamYard very often. But good morning and welcome to all of you. The roadmap is starting to lighten up, so to speak, because of what I'd like to say is that most of the heavy lifting has been accomplished. You know, the move to EVM was a big one. Adding the multi-chain, multi-network infrastructure also was a big one. The ability to move between networks in the wallet, the update to the branding, the release of the protocol, and now moving into RGen, which is a real innovation that cannot be, understated. It's of major significance, and this is one of the things that I think is bringing the enthusiasm from the Shiba community is the fact that LOD is, the world's only completely decentralized and autonomous silver and gold money machine. And it now, it now speaks very loudly to its original intended design. And that's in part thanks to the innovation work that's being done, at the leadership level with Augusto at the helm of the technical leadership and the team. And so the roadmap now is really all about connecting liquidity, back connecting services, settlements, fiat engagement, and working through sort of the complicated and challenging environment of staying non-custodial, but being able to provide the framework similar to what MetaMask does for users to engage with regulated activities through qualified service providers. And so that's really, are we still, is that, what was that? Sorry about that. That largely is what the ambitions are now going forward. So that's what I'd like to say about the
Thank you, Ian. Thank you.
roadmap. Yeah.
Harm, I noticed there's some questions coming in. I think it
Yeah.
starts after Ward Smith, Tom Harding. Do you want
Yeah.
to display? Oh, yeah, right. Thank you.
Let's start with that one. So could you do a visual investing and seeing on Load Avalanche? I'm going to share my screen for Tom to see. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to do.
We are developing some videos for the media archive, on this, so you can go back.
Yeah, that's correct. So with the new branding is calling also for new video tutorials with fresh branding, fresh functionality. So we are producing those. They will be released within the next few days, and then you will be able to see how the vesting is done in a detailed tutorial. It's very simple. You click on vest, enter your PIN to access your vesting, and you will see some options here. You will see your vesting balances, and then once you vest your balances, then you will be able to see what amount is ready to be claimed and what amount is being claimed. So you will be able to see more information here as you go forward. Probably over 50 or 60% of the community has already invested their LTCs. Some people that did not have AVAX to complete the testing are going to be receiving some AVAX within the next day or two. I think Augusto is working on it, and we will be able to assist you guys in getting this one done. It's a one-time thing. So, but yes, Martin, we will be having some tutorials for the community.
Great, thank you.
So we have also right here, we have Sharon. When will we be able to stake the LTCs we already deposited investing?
As a general rule, I can answer that one.
Yes.
As a general rule, it will be 30 days from the moment you have deposited, right? The LTC. So you will, after 30 days after you have deposited your LTC amount, you will be entitled to 4% of the load balance, right? And you will you will be able to either claim it or stake it.
Thanks, sir. Hum, could we go back to Craig's question, because this is a UX UI issue that is being addressed. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. What's happening here, Craig, is that when people was vesting, as they were vesting, their balances were coming down to zero. So what we are doing is we're adding the LTC vested asset in your vault, and you will be able to see again your balance. So this is being worked on as we speak, and it was caught up by the debt team and steering committee that we need to create a solution for this. So it's coming within the next week. The team is already working on it. We have here.
I think that's the same question, isn't it? Sorry, Tom's question. How do we log into Avalanche to see our vested load? Is that correct? Or
Yeah. We don't live in the, yeah, exactly. It's gonna be the same.
Yeah.
Then we have Sharon right here.
Augusto answered this question. Yeah, the 30 days.
This one here.
Yes.
When will the AVAX Dropcast? Also, we answer that one. It's coming. Augusto, is this coming today, tomorrow?
No, it's coming today. So we are actually working right now to define who is eligible, right? And based on that, we will distribute it today. Yeah.
Okay. We have Chris Swanek has a question. I don't want to have multiple accounts in order to have functionality with my AEX and AUX. In the future, I will just be able to use my LOD3 wallet to buy and sell AEX and AUX as well as spend via dedicated card of some sort. Would you want to take these, Martin?
Yeah, I mean, that's on the roadmap on the card side. But I mean, technically now you could, if you have other accounts, which is what you don't want to do, as you're saying that, but I mean, you can switch it over to another asset such as AVAX, and then switch that AVAX to, say, crypto.com, and use their suite of cards to spend. But yeah, I mean, that's, I think we have it on in Q3 and Q4 for the dedicated card program. So that's on the roadmap here. Dealing with on the card side is very complex. So companies such as BitPay and crypto.com, with their massive resources, reaching into hundreds of millions of dollars, have those programs. Some of the smaller programs such as Wirex, they are unstable. They're having to change banks and processors on a regular basis. So we're having something unique with our zero balance, and it's a difficult area to do. It takes a lot of resources, and we're looking at partners to do that. So stay tuned. We're going to stick to our roadmap as much as we can. I think we've demonstrated in 2024 that we can stick to our plans in Q1 and Q2. We've delivered on those dates, and so that's our plan moving forward.
Thank you. He also asked about tax purposes tracking.
Yeah, we're looking. I mean, because of the decentralized permissionless nature, I mean, we always revert to taking advice from your personalized tax advisor, because we cover off on a global basis, and obviously countries differ greatly from their reporting. So that's something that we're looking at. Unlike a centralized exchange, knowing who you are and where you are, such as Coinbase in the United States, is aware that you are a United States citizen, or Coinbase in the UK realizes that you're UK and produces those reports. We are decentralized and on DEXs, and it's a decentralized platform. So that makes that more difficult.
Thank you, Martin. We have Robert asking about the LOD mining update.
I think if Ian, do you want to give an update on that? We were discussing it a couple of days ago and how we were looking at moving forward.
Yeah, let me bring Ian back. Ian? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm back here.
Good.
Yes,
Good morning.
Ian, we had a question from Robert. Can you provide a LOD mining update? I was saying that we discussed that a couple of days ago. Do you want to give an overview on that, please?
Yes, yeah, sure. The team at LOD Mining spent the last year preparing structure and looking at significant opportunities that exist in both the material acquisition and the material processing, and was under LOI with a group called Altiplano, as many of you know, which is a processing facility. The engagement required fairly significant funding. The team that was brought on to conduct that funding in the corporate finance arena, as you know, was headed up by Richard Groom, who has extensive experience with Canadian mining and Canadian mining finance, over 40 years in mining finance. And, you know, what came from the engagement was a number of surprising elements. One, the mining industry is still on its knees and hasn't really gone into its super cycle. We believe that maybe we were about a year early with the LOD mining initiative. And two, with all of the cartel work that's happening in Mexico, many of the investors are challenged in their investment decisions regarding Mexico, which was a very sad and sobering reality for the mining team, because, as you know, Mexico currently produces the most silver of all countries in the world. So it just makes sense that it has the most in the way of opportunity. But I believe that the mining risk and the tolerance of the investors was stressed under that environment. So it became increasingly evident that we needed to go back to the drawing board regarding the LOD mining initiative. The other thing that challenged us, which we were surprised by, was that the industry and the banking industry and the investor that was looking at LOD mining was confused by the LOD operations and the token issuing aspects and the decentralized aspects of LOD. So it was determined after a lot of effort that the LOD project should not be running its own mining operation, but should be contracting that mining operation to a company that's not connected to the issuer. And so I'm just giving you guys the summation of all of the things that came as a result of a year and a half of effort. So it doesn't mean that our ambitions are have been extinguished. It really just means that we have to go back to the drawing board around mining, and it's been determined that a new entity would need to be stood up that would be separate and apart from, but work in parallel with the Service Providers Alliance to provide access to lower cost material through the mining operation. And that's where the genuine operation, the G3 money system, will be utilized to accomplish that. And so when we get in a little bit of a better environment, when we can speak to and address the risks associated with Mexico, then we believe that there'll be another opportunity to enter into the market. The good news is that the startup around establishing the entities, the corporate structure, and some of the banking have been addressed, and we're now in a good position to restart. And we'll be looking to do that in Q1 of 2025. So things just got pushed out because of those factors.
Thank you again.
Yeah, thanks.
We have Anthony asking, I noticed that LOD3 token was removed from the LOD wallet. Will that be an issue when we start staking? I can take that one. Anthony, we do have the vote token change location, change the position. It used to be on its own in the vault, but now you can find it here under LOD. You go to the LOD token, you will see the vote token right there. We have an update coming with a fresh icon, but this is where you will be able to find the vote token as well as the vested LTC classics that you have. So you will be able to see those balances here. We have here, thanks back, Craig is asking also, we will be able to see the unit prices for LTC, LGX, and AUX. Yes, you can, when you go to your vault, you can click on the asset, for example, asset on Avalanche. And right here, you see AGX price right here within the coin. You click on AGX price, and you will be able to see the prices for each one of the assets. You go to the LOD token also, and you click on price. And this is where you see the pricing. So I don't know if that helps. We have Stephen. Augusto, would you like just to chip in for that one?
Yes, absolutely. Sorry. It says, you guys said that some of us will get AVAX today for gas. Explain, please. Yes. So basically, we are going to airdrop a tiny amount of AVAX for you, mainly to, if you want, you can execute the operations that you want, right? The intention is that you can at least get some gas for you to deposit your LTC, right? And from then on, you also need you can figure that the AVAX is used to pay for transaction fees, right? So that will allow you guys to execute a swap, for instance, from USDC to AVAX in order to get enough AVAX for you to operate in an unlimited way, right? For instance, we are going to distribute some AVAX for you to execute 3 transactions, right? So if you think you will, in time, be executing more transactions, what you can do is spend one of those 3 transactions in swapping USDC for AVAX to get, let's say, $30, $40, $50 worth of AVAX. And that will allow you guys to execute as many transactions as you want, right? So this airdrop is for you to be able to start using the network, right? And to pay for the initial gas fees that you need, right? My recommendation would be that once you receive this AVAX airdrop, the first transaction should be spent in swapping any token for AVAX in order to have enough gas, right? What's enough gas? Let's take a very, very simple example. One AVAX, which is about $25 right now, should be enough for 100 transactions, right? As a rule of thumb, right? So my recommendation would be for you to get, let's say, half of an AVAX, 20 cents of an AVAX, right? And that way you will be able to, you will not need to worry about not having gas to execute transactions on the Avalanche network. That's pretty much it.
Thank you, Augusto.
You're welcome.
So we have Tom Harding is having issues trying to acquire AVAX using Simplex or the other one.
I'm just looking at Tom's next question there, but I have neither. Can you clarify what Simplex and
yeah, what I think he
what
means.
they are?
Yeah,
The Singularity. Yeah, it's not
yeah.
a card itself; it's a processor. Sorry, if you can clarify this.
Yeah. I'm going to share my screen here. I'm going to show you my load wallet and try to see if we can clarify that. So when you actually go and buy, Tom, you click on buy, and then you're going to click on Avalanche. Use your credit card to pay with it. Simplex is being tested right now, so don't worry about Simplex for now. But go to Singularity, and right here you should see something that says connect, connect to Singularity, connect. And then when you click on that one, you're going to connect your wallet to Singularity interface. So that's what you need to do. Once you're connected, you're going to see the true sign right there. Then you will be able to add how many AVAX you want to buy, submit the order, and then you will then be directed to this payment processing. Then you can choose which provider you want to use, MoonPay or Transact. They give you just about the same amount of charge about the same amount of dollars for your 5 AVAX. You choose whichever you prefer. However, I must say that if you use debit card, your chances of success in these transactions are going to be greater than if you use credit cards, just because just the nature of the banking industry there, sometimes they are not too friendly with digital asset purchasing. But that's how you complete your order. Okay, if you have not done this the first time, you're going to be asked to do a light KYC, and then you will be able to buy your assets here. Martin, I don't know if or Augusto, you want to add something more, but
Yeah, I mean, the credit card goes through different channels, and as Humberto was saying, they may not be friendly to crypto, and it comes into a different business case, and it's some sort of decisioning from the credit card, and they block it. So debit cards have a much greater chance of going through, and this is similar industry wide. These processes, Simplex and Singularity, are used on many wallets, and I think MetaMask has a choice of those two, and takes you to MoonPay and other areas. I've done several tests on MetaMask where you do the same transaction, and you're just it's a different processor from transaction to transaction. So yeah.
thank you. So we have Bradley asking about if there is work being done to get the EXA, UX, and LOD3 available on other exchanges. This is also right up your alley, Martin. You're mute if you're speaking, Martin.
Sorry, I just was getting rid of a call. Could you repeat on that?
Yeah. Bradley is asking about if we're doing any work to get the EXA, UX, and LOD tokens listed on other exchanges.
Yes, Bradley, absolutely. I'm just actually completing a form this morning with our administration for Bybit, and we have back channels to crypto.com as well, and we have been talking to Binance. I mean, it comes down to funding. I mean, currently, I don't know, Binance, I think, is looking around at $5 million, or were in the run to the bull market that started, and so it's a cost aspect. At crypto.com, we do have back channels via people at, via some legal entities that we've dealt with before, no crypto.com, but also through the Sheep team as well, have inroads into crypto.com. We are looking at MEX, C, and L Bank as centralized exchanges as well. So all ongoing, but it is a functionality of funding and how that can move forward.
Thank you, Martin. This one also, I only care about one thing, liquidity. The LTC tokens when I claim. Martin said 3 weeks ago is now, and Ian mentioned in the last AMA that may take almost a year.
Well, I think we're looking at liquidity all the while. I don't know if we were that far apart on 3 weeks to a year, so it may have been some sort of misunderstanding there. But we're looking at liquidity partners constantly for the LTC, and our main progress there is with our team from Sheeb and the marketing there, because we want the distribution, because liquidity comes from not individuals putting 6 or 7 figures in, it comes from millions of people putting $20 in or $10 in. So that's the type of promotion we're looking for with Sheep and their over 110 million community.
Thank you, Martin. We have Chris asking about where can we find financial information for LOD, how much AGX and AUX is currently held by LOD for sale, and how much cash in current burn rate. Martin, would you like to take on?
Sure. Well, I can tell you right here, our burn rate has been cut significantly. I think we're down to between $40,000 and $50,000 a month burn rate. I'm not completely familiar with that. It's not an area I deal with on a daily basis. And our exposure on how much AUX currently have below for sale. Well, we create AGX and AUX from the silver, gold mass of metal, and so we don't have it for sale as such. It's not created until there's a need for it. We have got numbers that I believe are in some of the information decks. I don't know how up to date they are at the moment. I suppose how they're being updated, those numbers for the new website and that. So
yeah. And for the new wallet, we're also working on the proof of reserves. So people will be able to see there in real time what they
right. That's on the roadmap for Q4, yeah. And so that would be real time on backing and the attestation via the proof of reserve, Chris, and also with the Brinks sign off and the whole program with Brinks, the proof of reserve, and that's a future state. Yeah.
We have here, Anthony, do you have a date for the RGen rollout? Augusto, this probably is in your code.
Yes, we are basically we are testing this out, but it's basically ready, so it's imminent, right? We will be, I think, confirm, Humberto, please, that we should distribute an email, right, when this is already in production, right? But in terms of timing, it's imminent. We are finalizing the latest details on this.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We have here, let's see, Craig, I didn't realize I could do that. Tom Harding still having issues with Simplex or Singularity. Singularity demands 5 AVAX minimum purchase. Yeah, and one way for you to be able to bypass that, Tom, is to by using the swap. So if you want to use the swap, let me show you here on the wallet. Give me 1 second. Let me share my screen. I'm going to show you here. Once you have a little bit of AVAX and you have AGX or AUX, please go to swap. And then in swap, you're going to select your asset that you want to swap, AGX or AUX. And then you're going to swap for, let's say, then AGXs. And then you're going to swap them for AVAX. And then you can get a fraction of AVAX, enough to execute a number of transactions. So that's how you bypass that one. Augusto, any suggestions?
No. That is pretty much how it works, right? And I think you have described it properly. So I do not have any other comments.
I'm interested. I haven't done this recently, but when did that go? When did Singularity start asking for a 5 AVAX minimum?
It's been like that since the beginning, Martin. That's the setting that is being there from day one, and that's why we just recommend the swapping or buying the AVAX in a regulated exchange and then sending to your wallet if you don't want to buy 5 AVAX. at the minute.
Right. I thought I'd purchased on a test with MetaMask, and I thought that was Singularity, and I thought it was less buying AVAX. I may be wrong though.
Yeah, you can buy AVAX in MetaMask as well, or Trader Joe, or Crypto.com, anywhere. So and
I
you
can't
don't.
remember the minimum though, so I would check that out.
Yeah. So we have here Steven. I find that connect Singularity does not connect. Try refreshing when you connect, when you click the button connect, Steven. It might say that it's false, the connection, but go back and forth, and you'll see it turning into true, and then you'll be connected. Try doing that. Okay, this one here, Kenneth. I'm attempting to purchase AVAX on a different wallet and then transfer. It is C-chain AVAX that I need to purchase. Apparently, there are two other options. Augusto?
Let's see. It is C-chain AVAX, indeed, right? I figure you won't be able to buy from other subnets, right? But yes, it did. To answer your question, it is C-chain. Yes.
Okay. Then we have Chris. When you swap, we'll be able to put a limit order or some other order. Augusto?
I don't know if that feature is activated into the swap section. So let me check with the tech team, and I will be back to you, Chris, with the correct answer. I don't want to say something that truly I'm not in topic with this.
Okay. So we have here Tom Harding is, I only have load and it won't accept load for AVAX in swap. I don't know, Augusto, probably Tom is in the list of eligibility people for the AVAX.
I don't know what Tom's address is, but if you are eligible, you will be receiving some AVAX today, right? We are defining the latest details so that we execute the airdrop.
And then Chris, Augusto, you probably want to take this one too.
I know that's the answer to actually what.
That was the last question.
Yes, the previous question. Yes.
Okay.
Will it be in the? Sorry. Will it be in the future? I read it the other way around. Sorry. Yes, we are working with Trader Joe's API to enable it.
Okay. So yes, so there are tutorials coming for everybody. You'll see them appearing. We're creating a dedicated page in the LOD3 website. It's going to be a dedicated page for all the media that we have. All the AMAs are going to be there. All the tutorials are going to be there. All the resources that we have produced, corporate videos that we're developing. Everything is going to be in one centralized location. So look forward for that in the coming days, and you will be able to get some more knowledge and share and spread the word. I don't see any more questions coming. Okay. I think we're okay. There is one, Edward. I'm going to share it here. When you go to your vault, Edward, go to your vault assets, you will be able to see under load, you will be able to see your load token classics. When you click on load token classics, it's going to be a submenu, and it's going to show you how many vested tokens you have and the amount that that represents or that it's equivalent to, and you can track that in there. So is that what you're asking? Martin, who is one is asking regarding Shiba.
Yeah. Hey, Chris. Yeah, we've had we've had 3 meetings this week with Sheeb. We have another one this afternoon. So it's very imminent. It's very important to this type of community that you have a full roadmap of promotion and how we're going to move forward. There's no there can't be any ambiguity. They feel with their community, it has to be a complete A to Z package. There's no sort of future statements of future developments. They need to understand it quickly in a matter of seconds, and that's what we're putting together. They do not want to risk alienation with the community and having a 3-quarter plan. It needs to be fully developed, and so that's what we're doing. And stay tuned next week after, we can give updates and how we're going to move that forward.
Thank you, Martin. Augusto Randolph is asking, USDC in the wallet can be swapped for AGX. What is the premium, or is it inclusive of the transaction?
I don't understand what the premium refers to. The swap is executed at market rate, right? So because it is redirected to the Trader Joe's pool, right? And you can see the exchange rate on your transaction prior to submitting the transaction on the network, right? So when you go to swap, you place the amount to send in USDC, and you will see how much AGX you will receive. If you agree with those terms, you will be able to. You have to submit the transaction, and you will receive the corresponding AGX amount in your wallet.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We don't have any more questions. In the meantime, another question comes. I want to let you guys know that if you have not signed or logged into the Telegram channel, that's where you can get quick updates and notifications. Also, community ambassadors like Midas, Dan, Grant, myself, and others, Cedric and Jose, can be there also to assist you with any questions you might have. But please be careful, as in the banner that we're displaying says, do not receive any calls or messages from people claiming to be admins, because we don't do that. We do not approach you first. There is a lot of people that is going to be trying to scam you of your assets via Wallet Connect, or just plainly stealing your 12 words. That's important. Edward is asking, if the vest LTC shows only total to claim, when will they move to the next level for vesting? Augusto.
Total to claim, when will they move to the next level? I want to understand what that exactly means. What the next level should? What do you guys understand from this question? Sorry.
I'm not sure either.
Yeah.
If Edward, if you can verify your question. Harm, do you want to move on to Craig and then we'll come back to Edward?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Moving to Craig.
There, Edward said neither the stake or claim button is active. That's right, Edward. This is the very same thing we have already explained. From the moment you deposit it, there's 30 days before you can either claim or stake, right? Because it's 30 days cycles, right? So 30 days after you have deposited, you will be able to either claim or stake the first tranche of your entitled balance.
Thank you.
Do you want to run through those methods, Hum?
Yes, Martin, but I don't have I already have some vested, so let me share my screen.
No, sorry, with Craig's question, I wasn't referring to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can I buy more LOD3? Do you want to show examples of that?
Yeah. Well, can I buy more LOD3? Well, it's possible. You go to your wallet. I'm going to share my screen.
Thank you.
you go to your wallet, and then right there in the wallet, you click on the buy button. And then in this case, I'm in British Columbia, I cannot buy, but for everybody else in other places in the world, they can buy using this tool here, buy LOD tokens, and you can buy with credit card or bank transfer or crypto purchase, and you can buy LOD tokens. You can also buy them using MetaMask. You have a MetaMask account, you can also buy LOD tokens using MetaMask. And also you can swap if you have some other assets like USDC or AVAX, you can use the swap to swap USDC or AVAX for you can do that too. Martin, I don't know if you want to expand.
No, that's good. I wanted for you to show it on the screen. Thank you.
Yes. Let's see.
I think the other questions are being answered by support here, Dan and Grant and Jose.
Chris Wanek is asking about unstaking Augusto.
If I stake my load, will I be able to unstake at any time should I need the funds? Yes, that's right. From the very moment you stake, you can unstake at any time, right? That's something that's very important for you to understand. The only thing is that then if you want to restake those funds, you will have to use the reward generator, right? Because the funds leave the vesting scheme, right? That's something that we will explain many times in the future, right? But the core concept here is that if you stake, you can unstake at any time. Yes.
Okay, I guess we're reaching now the top of the hour, almost. Can you update? Let's see. Can you update so on the Canadian issues, Martin?
Yeah, that's an ongoing legal matter, Chris, where we were required to do a sort of a geofence on certain provinces, but that is very close, or is close to being resolved. Obviously, this time of year it does slow down because not all parties are present on the regulator side, and but we do have solid opinions on the legal side for this. So it's an ongoing process, Chris, and we will update you.
And it's asking also if it's Ontario or all of Canada.
No, it's Ontario primarily. Not all of Canada, because Canada is not harmonized. It's obviously, as you know, it's provincial. So yeah.
So let's start wrapping it up. Thank you, guys. Martin, Ian, would you like to give us some closing statements?
Yeah, I mean, just I think the team on the tech side has done a phenomenal job on the deliverables, on the roadmap, and we're going to continue that work through Q3 and Q4 into Q1 2025, and we'll keep everybody updated on a regular basis. Thanks, Alan.
Thank you. Ian, any closing comments?
Yeah, only that, the team is working very hard. I'm sure the community can see the effort. It's starting to reflect, across the various operations of the LOD project. We're engaged this quarter in cleaning up all the bug fixes that are, in the wallet that have been identified. We brought on a new developer to help us accomplish that. And you already spoke about the roadmap, but some of the bug fixes are going to start to rebuild the confidence of the community, which will be a big thing. And, connecting all the functionality across onboarding and off-ramping is the objective. So I would say to the community that if you're looking, you're a long-term believer in what the LOD mandate is. You believe the precious metals should be restored to the people. You believe that decentralized protocols can help to accomplish that mandate. then look for value, because there's going to be some LOD tokens that can be picked up at a good price. And as we consolidate going into the future, of course, this project was never designed to be a quick flip. It's more like Ethereum than it is a meme coin. And so it's a fundamental project that's going to have a long lifetime. And for the believers that are in the community, keep acquiring. That's what Bitcoin maximalists do, and that's what LOD maximalists should be doing.
Thank you again. We just have a last question, a last comment here from Nigel. He's asking for a provision for a next of kin transferring wallet or named individual. Martin, if you want to take that one,
Well, I believe Dan has answered this, but I mean, obviously, this is it's permissionless and decentralized, Nigel. So, I mean, you just have to make estate planning like you would with a lawyer, solicitor, depending on your terminology and your location. And it would be an estate planning aspect of leaving that information. You would not need death certificates or such like as you would for a conventional centralized bank account or other asset brokerage account. It would just be, as I believe Dan from support has placed in, LOD login details and beneficiary form can accomplish that. But you're just giving access over. So if you gave the 12 words to somebody or left them in a depository with a legal representative, they would have access to the assets. It's not centralized. Yeah.
That's correct. So LOD is no longer LOD members; it's LOD users, and so the users now have the autonomy to share access with their trusted family members or trustee. And in some cases, if you've got multiple parties in your family, then maybe if you've got 3 kids, they each get four of your 12 words or something like that. And so this is very old-fashioned asset custody approach or mentality, and you can do that internally with your family when you do your estate planning. So,
but please do estate planning. Don't have them written down in an area or a place that nobody else knows, because we won't be able to help any surviving.
Nobody can help. Yeah,
it's impossible. Right. So
there is no we and us in this scenario. It's you.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no recourse, and that's the same for all Web3 wallets. There's a central depository of that information. You're the keeper of it. So you want decentralization, you want to get out of the banks, it comes with responsibility. If you want somebody in the middle between you and your assets, then it's the bank and the brokerage firm. But if you want to be on Web3 and take control of your own destiny, then it comes with some responsibility. Just make sure that you keep records of that.
Okay. We don't have any more questions. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. We're signing off now. Next AMA is going to be about a LOD wallet. It's going to be a refresher of the LOD wallet. There's still people lost in some of the functionality, or the new ones are coming back. So we will be having a LOD wallet AMA next week. So for now, we sign off.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Goodbye.